Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I want to talk about the new couple we were finally introduced to in the last episode of Love During Lockup, Santiba and Talsey. So Santiba, she came across Talsey when she was watching TV one day. She was watching a documentary that featured a dating website, writeaprisoner.com, and they were talking about a murderer who met his wife on there. So she was like, oh, that sounds like a great idea, and she thought she would give it a try. So she joined Write a Prisoner in July of 2019, and she came across Talsey, and she said his big and beautiful smile is what lured her in. She also said she loved his tattoos and the fact he was hot and handsome. So they started talking as pen pals. Talsey said that he was writing many girls at the time. He had lots of hits on his pen pal profile, but something about Santiba stuck out to him. So Santiba was married for a while, and when she went through her divorce with her ex-husband, she said it was the worst time in her life, and she gained a lot of weight. And so she decided to do something about it. She started exercising and dieting, and she's lost over 92 pounds now and went down 16 pant sizes, and she looks really good. So Santiba, at the time of filming, she is 39 years old, and Talsey is 40 years old. I had a few of you guys reach out to me on Instagram and be like, there is no way she's younger than Talsey. I did some deep diving to try to confirm her age, and she actually is the age that she said. At the time of filming, she's 39, but I found out this was actually filmed 2 years ago, and she just turned 41 about a week ago. And Santiba has never seen Talsey in person. She's only seen pictures of him on social media or pictures of him on his Write a Prisoner profile. They've never video chatted together, and she hasn't been able to see him in person due to COVID restrictions. And Talsey is currently serving a 10-year sentence for possession of a firearm and drug offenses, and he was actually released from prison of May of 2020. So like I said, what we're seeing right now in Love During Lockup between Santiba and Talsey was filmed over 2 years ago. And Talsey was saying in the last episode that he's been in prison for over 6 years. So he only served about 8 years of his 10-year prison sentence before he was released. And in the last episode, Santiba has plans to go travel to Georgia to meet Talsey in person for the first time. I guess they're lifting the COVID restrictions so they can have contact visits. So I did some digging trying to find out more about Santiba and Talsey. So Santiba, her past marriage, they were married and they divorced back in 2019. They do have children together. And Talsey himself, he has a couple of daughters. I'm not sure if he's been married before. And Santiba, she is a billing analyst. She's been working in the field for over 12 years. And Santiba, she lives all the way in Portland, Maine, while Talsey is incarcerated in Georgia. So that might be a hurdle for them, especially trying to figure out what they're going to do when he finally does get out of prison. But I have figured out what Talsey has been up to since he's been out of prison. Warning, I'm about to give a lot of spoilers. Some people love spoilers, but some people get mad when I give spoilers, so only continue if you want to hear the spoilers. So Talsey and Santiba, they're no more. I'm not sure exactly what happened between Santiba and Talsey, but Talsey, like I said, he was released from prison back in May of 2020, and he's now engaged to this girl named Kayla. So when Talsey was released from prison in May of 2020, he had to go to a halfway house, and that's where he met his fiancée, Kayla, and they hit it off immediately, and they have been together ever since. So they've been together for over 19 months now, and they look to be very happy together. They live together, and they also work together. So they have been living together since they were both released from the halfway house, and Talsey's been on house arrest since living with Kayla, and Kayla runs her own house cleaning business and Talsey works with her. They appear to spend most of their time together and seem to be very happy. I did some digging to see if Talsey has any arrests or charges since he's been out of prison, and he's clear, so it looks like he's been doing good and working and doing what he needs to do since being out of prison. So the big question is, why was this filmed over 2 years ago and what happened. So I guess because of Santiba and Talsey, they actually created the premise for Love During Lockup. They originally were filming for Love After Lockup, but Talsey broke things off with Santiba just before his prison release, so that meant the producers didn't have what they needed to include the couple on the original show, like him getting out of prison and her picking him up. So he ended up getting out of prison, going to the halfway house and being with that other girl, so they decided to come up with the concept Love During Lockup, which was a perfect fit for Santiba and Talsey since they didn't have a relationship after his release. So they're like, man, we got all these hours of footage and now we don't have no relationship after he's out of jail, so what are we gonna do with this? And that's when they came up with Love During Lockup. And that also explains why their storyline was from so long ago. And that might explain why Talsey's on social media posting all these pictures with this girl and pretty much spoiling their season of Love During Lockup, because apparently he never signed an NDA because he was locked up, and once he got out he wasn't on the show no more because he moved on to somebody else. And according to Sarcasm, I will leave the link in the description, but they do some excellent journalism and digging, and they found a source close to Talsey who revealed that Talsey and Santiba never met in person. So I guess she never made that trip out to Georgia to see him, or she may have made the trip and he may have ghosted her, who knows. But I was actually surprised when I heard that he was able to do in-person visits, because everybody else on the show, they can't do no in-person visits due to COVID. And that also explains why we were introduced to Santiba later on in the season, because they didn't have as much footage with Santiba because she never got to meet Talsey in person. So, I don't know. I was excited when I first saw the first episode of the season. Like, I'm really, really excited for, like, Indy and Harry, because the Indy's mom, she seems like a firecracker, and she seems like she's going to be very entertaining this season. And they just announced a first look of this season of Love After Lockup that starts in March, and Indy and Harry and her mama are actually going to be on that season, so I'm looking forward to that. But after this last episode, especially with Max, it really makes me question the authenticity of some of these couples. I feel like they really need to vet some of these couples, like Max, for example. I feel like he's just on the show to try to promote his OnlyFans. And if you haven't already seen my video, I did a review of Max and his roommate's OnlyFans. It's on my channel. I did it a couple days ago. Check it out if you haven't already. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.